they said that I could drop and die at any moment.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was happy.
Are you a what? Men don't cry. Man up. Why are you behaving like a sister? These are some of the sayings we often hear men speak to and about themselves. But what do you do with all the pain when you lose your children's school fees in a deal gone bad? Or you discover the girl you're about to propose to just said I do to join him? Who she claimed was her brother, by the way? Or worse, when it seems like life just cheated you by taking away love.
Kind of right.
Well, that's what the claim is. But you know what's crazy? We'll tell a man to walk it off when he's having a panic attack and then rush him to the hospital when he breaks a toe.
Wait, hold. Did you just compare mental health to a tool?
You get my point. It's a bad analogy, but you get the point. We treat mental health like it's an optional maintenance instead of essential healthcare.
And speaking of essential, I am your essential new co-host, Omobola Akinde.
And I am Ibukun, and we are back on another season of Spotlight with Ivy with the title Men of Valor.
And today, we're tackling something that affects every single man listening. But most of us have been programmed never to discuss these things openly. Men's mental health. Here's a reality check that might make you very uncomfortable. Men are 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women.
Wow.
But they are also the least likely to ask for help.
Very true. Very true. Men have been sold the lie that struggling mentally makes you weak, that real men will just push through depression, anxiety, and trauma. Like it's a weekend warrior workout.
But what if that's exactly what's killing them? What if admitting I'm not okay is actually the most masculine thing you can do?
Well, today we are breaking the silence around therapy, medication, vulnerability, and what it really means to take care of your health mentally as a man.
But first, Ibukun, tell me, if your mental health was a car, what will it be and why?
I don't think my mental health can be a car. If it happened to be, I don't know, maybe a Toyota.
Okay.
Maybe a Toyota.
Why?
It's reliable, no, but sometimes there's this freaky sound that you hear that you just keep ignoring. And you're just like, well, hopefully not. I keep ignoring before it breaks down. Hopefully not me, and I hope hopefully not you too. But like, yeah, maybe a Toyota.
Okay, but that sounds kind of accurate.
What about you?
Cars. Maybe I'll say Tesla.
Shame. Why?
Okay, maybe because it looks sleek on the outside, but the battery's anxiety is real. And sometimes I need to find the right place to charge, a station, aka therapy,
Yeah.
and to make it keep running optimally.
Yeah, I understand the anxiety. I really love that. So what's up with this?
Well, we're diving deep into the minds of men who have been taught that therapy is for other people and taking medication is admitting defeat.
We're talking about the man who's been having panic attacks for months or keeps telling everyone, you're fine. And the guy who finally went to therapy but only have to lose it every day.
Wait, be honest, a guy went for therapy.
But anyway, just take a look, we'll be right back.
Joining us today is Mr. Ogbemi Omayuku, who is a senior sales manager at one of the oil and gas companies. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you
It's
for
great
joining us.
to be here.
It's great to have you.
Thanks.
Okay, so Mr. Ogbemi, quick one. If God came down and said, ask me for one superpower, just one, what would you ask for?
Well, a few days ago, I watched this movie, an old movie, X-Men, X-Men,
X-Men, and
First Class.
Yeah.
And one guy, he died early, but that way, I
yeah,
thought it was fantastic. He had the
Okay.
ability to just absorb,
Oh.
whatever traits anybody else have.
Oh, okay.
You know. So
I think
yeah,
you absorb what, like
whatever
People
traits
traits.
anybody
Anybody
else
like a
has.
chameleon sort of.
No, not switching, but kind of.
If you can talk in a certain way, you can talk in a
Exactly.
certain way. You can twitch your eye, you can twitch your eye.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Was it a girl that used to transform?
No, not Mystique.
Okay.
Okay, now you know I'm an expert.
Well, which guy is in that? Well, no, thank you for joining us. No, there's a lot of stigma around mental health and men. What's your take on men and them being able to mentally take care of themselves?
I think that this issue with mental health and men is something that men ignore.
Mm,
I suspect that it has to do with programming from childhood, you know, where you're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to express emotion, so to speak. So it's a serious thing because I see a lot of men having conversations that don't make sense. Now, when I say conversation doesn't
Wow,
make
that's
sense,
deep. Oh.
we can actually sit down here now and speak for like an hour. We're talking about Arsenal.
I get what you mean. We're not going deep.
But we never really talk about the things that
very
matter.
surface things.
Exactly. Exactly. So this I think it's something that affects men negatively. The inability to process emotions properly because you are not allowed to be told from when you were a child that you're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to do this. So what you simply do is you park it on one side and you go with the flow. You act like everything.
Everything is all right. So, for example, in a case where maybe you lose a job as a man, what's your first? No, I'm not saying you in general context. What's your first thing to do?
Actually, I have lost a job.
Oh, okay. How did you deal with it?
I have lost a job previously, and as a man, the first thing that does to you is that it asks you a question: are you sure you're enough? So it hits your manhood, so to speak. You know. Then I was much younger.
So what did you do?
Okay, that was a bit different because I had a little bit of a warning. I think God really likes it. So I had a little bit of a warning.
God likes it.
I think a few days before I lost my job, I woke up in the middle of the night and knew I was tired of my job and I needed to make plans.
So you were almost mentally prepared.
Yes, so I was almost mentally prepared. But the one thing that I've lost that I wasn't prepared for was losing a spouse.
Wow.
Can we unpack that?
Let's breathe on that.
Can we unpack that?
Wow.
Wow. Can we unpack that? So a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You were married.
How many years ago?
How many?
That was 2020, so that would be 5 years ago now.
5 years. Okay, wow. So you were married to a gospel singer.
Yeah.
She was pretty good. Mrs. Ogbemi Omayuku. How long were you getting married?
We'd been married for 17 years.
Wow. And before then, you were dating and friends for how long?
We'd been friends from, I'd say we've been friends for like 6 years.
Wow. So that's like 23 years.
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot.
A lot. It was tough. It was one of those times that.
But did you know she was going? Then was it like a sudden death? What was the journey?
There was no journey.
Sorry, that is what.
No. I mean, like it happened suddenly. That's what I mean.
There was
What was
no
the cause of death?
expectation.
Apparently, she had cancer, and it was a rare form of cancer, and the initial symptoms were normal everyday today symptoms, itchy, you know. So I mean, we just changed locations. We thought it had to do with water. We thought it had to do with the environment and all of that. So it actually took some time before we realized that there really was something
Going on.
wrong. And the ultimate deterioration happened within the space of, I would say, about a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
From being diagnosed to
She was never diagnosed.
wow.
Yeah. It
Wow.
was the autopsy.
Oh wow.
That's
Oh, that actually told us the
Yes.
cause of death.
yes. See, there was a strong suspicion at some point that she was scheduled to have a biopsy, and she died a day before the biopsy.
So take us through that. The moment you heard your wife is dead, what was going on in your head?
I practically died. Uh, everything, because we were very close. So our vision, our plans, everything was intertwined. So having to deal with that at that moment was basically, it just looked like um, your calendar just
Shattered.
your calendar just shattered. I had no idea what to do with myself. I had no idea what to do with my kids. I was just a walking zombie. But again, like the man, you cry a little, then you remember that you're supposed to be strong for everybody.
So on that first day, because I remember we came to your house, and I remember how strong we were, and my parents was just like, "Oh, it's strong, it's strong." What, what did it take you to get that kind of strength?
Were you really
Were you really strong? I doubt you were.
That strength was. I'm not so sure it was strength. I think it was playing the part. I had to m- make sure that the kids were okay. I had to make sure that the world was not afraid for me. So I was basically playing the part. I didn't realize there was a problem until a few months later. I was ill and I had to do some tests, and they found out I had brain tumor.
Wow.
Uh, when they told me I had a brain tumor, they said that I could drop and die at any moment.
Wow.
And I was happy.
And you were what? I didn't get it.
Happy.
You were happy.
Yes.
Wow.
And that was when I realized that there
There
was
was something. Wow. Now, deciding to play the part, was it more for your children? Because if say, okay, it's the children, I would say, okay, maybe because they're looking up to you, or more of what people expected of the man, being man.
both sides. Yes, for the children, I had to tell them what was happening, and at the same time show them that we could still be alive. But the other part of it was, when everybody feels sorry for you, well, for a lot of men, makes you feel like you've become some kind of pity project. Uh, so for me, I didn't want to be a pity project. So I wanted the people around me to feel like I was still alive. You know, uh, that didn't mean I didn't cry. I mean,
So you cried.
yeah, I did. I did. I cried for 4 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I did cry, but there was just that wanting to put up an appearance, that everything was okay, and it was. It took a brain tumor to let me know that I needed to take care of this. Yes. Yes.
So how then could you?
Yes, I wanted to ask. So when you were crying, did you have people, right? Like trust your tears?
Mm.
Well, I cried up.
Mm.
But then, even, I mean, I didn't care who was watching when I cried. But that thing about crying it was for me. Because I had gone through a death experience many, many years ago when one of my older brothers died. And because I was his only younger brother, the responsibility of organizing the funeral fell
On you.
on me.
Mm.
So in all of that activity and all of that, I didn't get the chance. I didn't shed
To
a tear.
mourn him.
Yeah. Then some months later, I was still in university then. I was on fellowship in university and we were having a prayer meeting and somebody raised the prayer point about family, praying for the safety of family. And it was as if some dam was unlocked. I practically embarrassed myself. I cried like a baby. The whole fellowship was confused. Nobody knew what was going on. So I knew that if I didn't deal with the tears, it would still catch up. So I had no issues.
So did you do with it?
Oh yeah, I cried. Like I said, I cried. I cried until 2020.
So did you have help whatsoever in the entire process of mourning and dealing with all of these things?
Oh yes.
Processing your trauma.
Yes, I had great help. My family, siblings, some very close friends were always there. Uh, uh, a friend slash pastor, Pastor Dami.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Pastor
yes,
Dami
yes.
and
Yes.
Pastor Fu.
Shout out to
Shout
Pastor
out to Pastor
Daphne.
Dami. They were there
Mm.
as well. In fact, I think at some point they were coming, even though I had moved to my sister's house, which is not too far from my house. I had moved there with my family because I needed support. They were coming to see me. I think we had a schedule for a prayer meeting every week in my house. While I was, because by this time I had decided I wanted to do the surgery, so we were preparing for the surgery.
That's what the brain tumor.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you discovered the brain tumor, who did you tell?
Like I said, I was happy, so I decided at that point I was going to hide it.
Wow.
I decided I was going to hide it, and hopefully I would just draw.
Wow.
So I
So
can't.
this is not even suicide. This is like allowing yourself to die.
Yes, it's not suicide. I mean, you've been told from when you were a child that suicide is wrong. So even if you were to contemplate suicide, this
Like
was
a
an
sin.
easy
Like,
way
this is
out.
an easy way out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did you want to go?
Life is tasteless.
You said life was tasteless.
Tasteless, yeah. Nothing at that point really mattered. I think that was the grief. Nothing really mattered at that point. It was just like, we are just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You just wake up I remember that this was also during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So
There was lockdown,
yes,
all of those things.
yes. So you're not getting
Like
to
the
see a
pandemic
lot of
was
people.
really hard enough to not go through
Grief
during that
within
time.
the pandemic. It was not fun at all. I think I eventually mentioned it to my sister, and she, of course, all her alarm bells went off. She was the one that now pulled in my other siblings, and my.
But why did you finally tell your sister?
I don't know.
But as you're feeling, as you're wanting to die changed at that time to the was still the same. You just I wait.
I just felt like it wasn't fair to her not to tell her.
Mm.
Um, so I just thought, sense of duty.
Were you really close to your sister? Because sometimes it could have been that because some people will not talk because they don't have people they talk to around them. So is it because prior to all of that incident, your sister was someone you could share stuff with?
Yes, yes. My sister has always been someone I would share the most important things in my life. I mean, yeah, it's not like I could come and tell her, oh, probably before I got married, no, oh, I've seen this baby, but anything that was important, something critical going on in my life, I would always share.
So I've seen you talk about your siblings. Did you have male friends that were also people that you used to talk to and you needed or you spoke to when you were going through it?
Yes, I had male friends that I spoke. Uh, I tried to keep the circle very tight.
Very tight.
Not because I didn't want to talk to anybody, but once I had made up my mind that I wanted to be alive, it was important to me to talk to only people that could contribute positively to that life.
So did life now have taste for you to now decide that you wanted to be alive? Like what changed?
Responsibility.
Your kids.
Yes, my kids. I think one of the things that she did, or they all did, sometimes even without knowing that they were doing it, they were able to show me how important my kids were. They were able to show me how important I was to the scheme of things. I mean, God didn't drop me here by accident.
So you are not.
So there's a purpose. And you haven't achieved that purpose.
So did you tell your sister you didn't want to leave?
Yes. Did you tell her?
I don't know if I ever really told her. I don't know if, to be honest, at this point, I cannot remember if I told her or not. But I just, she sensed it.
Yeah.
Because she noticed that I was not
You're not
in
yourself.
a hurry to do the surgery. I was not.
And so, from that process of the moment where you decided to start living and stay, take us through your journey of healing.
Okay. So one of the things also, uh, one of the things I believe that causes tastelessness, and I think it's something that a lot of people that are struggling with mental health issues need to consider. One of those things was that I was very angry with a lot of. There are some things that I really can't get into detail now. People that had been really close to me, and for some reason at that point they just backed off when she died.
When she died.
So I was kind of
Resentful.
resentful. Resentful is a nice word. I was bitter. I was angry. And what bitterness and anger does is that it isolates you. And it makes you feel like you're alone in the world. So in my journey to healing, the first thing that I had to come to terms with was that I needed to forgive everybody that I was resentful.
Wow.
And again, I think it's a very important thing when it comes to anybody that is dealing in mental health because it's telling you that you're alone in this world. It's telling you that this person doesn't like you, the other person doesn't like you, they think you are less than human, blah, 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 blah. You have to come to terms with the fact that you are okay, even if they don't like you, you are still okay. And you don't have to hold anything against them, even though
The power of forgiveness. You actually have the right mental health.
yes.
That's interesting. And thank you for sharing that. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome back, guys, to Spotlight with IB. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay.
Bye.
And we also want to thank all of our partners for partnering with us on this season. We thank Homes and Inns Company. We thank A Solutions. We're thanking Alpha Print, the Caris Center, and Tribe Lagos, and also Take Food. Thank you all for partnering with us on this season of Spotlight with IB.
And welcome back, everyone. So last we were talking about forgiveness and the importance of forgiveness. Actually having good mental health. What's the importance of community in this mental health journey? Because I think that a lot of men don't really like. I know we joined one community group one time in church, and I remember. Let me take a funny story. My friend says that if you want to friend of mine, don't go to women, don't go to marriage community. Guys will go there. So don't go there. If you are not free,
If you are looking for husband, go to senior managers or entrepreneurs. When you go to singles group, you not find husband.
In all these community groups that we join, like you find out that there are not a lot of men, in this community. But what's the importance of uh, having community leads to deal with trauma?
Okay, I think the absence of men from these community groups, it's just a fallout from that thing where men are told, be a man, don't cry, you don't show anything. You are told from an early age that being a man is about making money.
But can I ask you a question? If you're in like an Arsenal club,
Yes.
does it really serve community? No.
Nope.
Why not?
Okay, here's why. Here's why.
I think I use Arsenal.
No, it's okay. I'm an Arsenal fan. Please.
Sorry,
Please.
I never
Let's not get violent. The thing about like groups like the Arsenal group, for example, we join that group, and the purpose of joining the group is to have fun. Having fun does not include having tough conversations. It does not include what we can do to become better people. It's just about, there's Thierry Henry. That's all there is to it. So proper communities like the one you mentioned, the singles community, these are community groups that, if they are handled properly, they make you confront yourself. What are my issues? What are things that I need to fix in myself in order for
Me to be a better person.
me to be a better person? How do I live a life not stunting myself because I'm waiting for a partner? These are serious. It's not about number of books, it's about a number. So yes, I experienced this same thing. When I just became a widower, I had 3 kids, of course, and I joined a group that was supposed to teach me about how to raise kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, single parents.
Oh, okay.
I joined single parents. And when I joined single parents, I was shocked to see that I think in my subgroup,
What's your subgroup?
Well, like one of
like
the
a
groups,
mini
you know, because
group.
it's
Okay,
divided into
were
classes.
they divided into topics? Like
No, not
single mothers?
no.
Everybody just
Single parents.
Okay, but they wanted
But
smaller,
the smaller groups.
Okay,
Yes, yes. In my group, I think we may have been about 30, and I was the only guy.
Wow. These are the real issues.
I was the only guy, and I was shocked because I thought, I mean,
How much you had them? Like beneficial sick one.
At that time, were you searching though?
no. No, I was there to learn how to raise children. You know, the next cohorts. You know, I joined mature working singers. I joined the mature working singers. I'm still out of about 30. I think there are about 2 men also.
Wow.
And I found it pretty strange.
Interesting.
Yes. And the men were in the real estate group. They were in the senior execs group and all of that. Because at the end of the day, we've gotten to a point where men have put their self-worth, their health and everything in money. So it's all about
How
what
much
can help
money
you.
can I make? to
And the
determine
funny
your
thing
budget?
is, as you hit your financial goals, they turn out to be hollow.
Tell us about
Because
that.
they don't matter.
You have an experience with that?
In little bits, you know, there are things that I always told myself that if I, okay, let's say work, for example, I told myself at some point that I wanted to work in a particular organization because that organization was, in my eyes at the time, number one in that field. And I started working there. I was excited and everything. I was even passing up job offers. But after some time, you realize that is this it? What is that? You know, then you now discover some other one. Say, maybe I would rather work in this other place. Then you go there and you ask yourself, is this really it? So the reality is that satisfaction does not come from the things that you possess. You have to deal with you as a person. And it is only in these conversations, your walk with God, that you actually come face to face with you.
So, on to lighter issues. You're married now again, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, how did you find love again? And I know that this might be a lot within the time that we have, but how was she?
I'm just wondering if I should have my friend.
How did you find love again? And how was she able to deal with, oh, you've been married before, you lost your wife, and I need to be there, and all of that? Talk us through that. Yeah.
I think within the 4 years that I wasn't married, at some point I had totally given up on the possibility of getting married.
Is it that you were not finding people, or you didn't find the person you like? You were not dating at all. You didn't find anyone you like.
Did you even desire it first?
Yes.
So I went through many phases. First thing was I didn't desire it at all. And my in-laws were really cool, you know, because I remember that on the day of the funeral, her elder sister came to me afterwards and told me that I have to get married. And I thought that in my head, that was like,
Of all things to say to me.
But that was also being empathic.
but yes, she that was a cool thing for her to do at the time. But so I went through the phase where I was not interested, to the phase where I was scared because you know I told you that I was still crying till I 23, and you have to not be crying before you go and start getting somebody. And a friend of mine that came to visit a few days after she died had mentioned to me that he had also lost a wife.
Wow.
You know, and he'd gotten married maybe like a year after, year or something, you know. So when he came around, he told me, I asked after his wife, and he said they were no longer together. And I was surprised. And he said that it had nothing to do with her, that the problem was him, that he had not healed properly before he got into that relationship. So that kept ringing in my ear. So I knew that I had to first deal with this loss before I start thinking about getting married to someone else. Yes. So you asked about how I met.
Yes. At what point did you know you were ready?
Okay. So
I think it's very important for us to how you process this in a point where
okay. So like of course, you know, I knew that I had to deal with this. And the first step for me was to ensure that I was independent, because I realized that a lot of men that were in my shoes, uh, they did not want to confront their situation, so they always look for an easy way out, which is to just get onto another relationship. So I decided that I would first of all learn how to take care of my kids myself, and so that anything that I did afterwards would be done on my own terms and not based on some serious need. So and also I realized at some point that going by the way that I've seen God do things, sometimes when you're focused on something, it doesn't come. Yes. You have to be willing to let it go. And just when you are not looking, that's when it shows up. You know. So I had to get to the point slowly, where I said to myself, you know, now I think, even though I still didn't think I was ready, now I think that I should be ready. Therapy? No, I did not go to therapy. I did not go to formal therapy. Okay. But I see every message that is preached in church, and this is just some people can't process like that, so they have to therapy. I see every message that is preached in church as some kind of therapy session. So I'm listening to a message, and you are taking notes. I'm taking notes. My notes might be completely different from your notes. In fact, the pastor might look at my notes and not think that this is, might not recognize his message. You know. So I think one of the gifts that God gave me is that I'm constantly asking myself questions. I'm constantly asking myself questions. So based on that, I'm hearing everything you say from that lens. I talk with my friends as well. I have some really close friends that I can tell anything. So that group that a lot of men don't have, I have that.
Nice.
You can
Nice.
talk about
Anything. And you're all vulnerable with each other.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's really helped me as well.
So when you now met your wife, at that point you were ready to take the next step, or did you wait to see it was something that you would want to? Because you have children. You wait to see something that you would want to take seriously in the short term or long term.
Okay, so when I met my wife in the first place, we met as friends. So we met in church. I think she was welcoming me to church or something. I had just moved to uh, the Covenant Nation. This was immediately after the pandemic. So this would be 2021.
Wow. So you guys have been friends for that long?
Yes. So,
wow.
But the sparks did not fly. The sparks did not fly till 2024.
Wow, 3 years later.
3 years. So I had to be ready. I had to pass through certain processes. There were certain things that I had told myself that uh, had an a very arrogant list
In the
of
woman you wanted to marry.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, a very arrogant.
Rightly so. Your wife was very pretty. She was
And
beautiful.
she was
She had a very beautiful.
in and out.
Yeah,
She was a great person. A great person. So I had a lot, and even me, a friend of mine asked me what I, and I gave my friend, and I said, as I was giving her with the lady, as I was giving her the list, that even me, I know that this list is it. There's no way.
So did she meet the list?
Funny enough, I went through a process where I was willing to forego that list completely. Then the sparks started to fly, and she was that. But I think God had to take me through the, that willingness to live normally, before I eventually.
So throughout your process of healing and grief, was she also part of? So maybe it was now easy for you to say, "Oh, she has always been there for me." Let's just pick the person around.
No,
Okay.
no, she wasn't. But the one thing that I did notice about her, first time that I met, she was the very first new person I was meeting at that time that bothered to ask me about my children, ask about their names, and remembered their names. So every time we met in church, she would ask for them.
By name.
By name.
If you are single, please note the names.
So, and I think one day I mentioned it to her. She really couldn't remember. She's this kind of person that is just nice. I hit the jackpot once.
Wow.
Yeah, you did.
So, the way you said God liked me.
Yes. She's a really spectacular woman. And the only thing that gave me some hope that I would ever meet somebody like her was that scripture about the path of the righteous. So I kept telling myself that if I've been married once, I only get better.
Wow. That's
Nice.
And you've been married for how many years?
We've been married for, this is June, right?
Yeah.
So we've been married for 6+ months.
How's that been? Wow.
Fantastic.
You're still honeymoon.
But I need to know, how easy was it for your kids to adapt to having a new mom?
It's it was something that I really, there are some things in life that have to have spiritual attention. So I really pray about that. So I called my kids, I sat them down, and we talked. Those were how everything that I had been through, what we had been through as a family, and uh, I felt, how I felt that it was the right time for me to move on.
Were you guys already dating at that point?
Yes.
You were dating?
Yes.
So it was not just when you met her. Well, not just when you said, I'm gonna date this person. You guys have been dating for how long?
No, we had been dating for long. But from the time I made up my mind, life is really stressful. From the time you make up your mind, you just know that this is a person. You don't. I don't date for fun.
Exactly.
So if I'm dating, it's because I want to marry. So from the time the sparks had flown, I have looked at her.
I do think that should be a hashtag I date for
you know. So as at that time, I I just went ahead and told the kids, and if something had gone wrong, and I told them. I said,
Wow, I like that.
yeah.
I like that. I like
But,
that. I like
it was necessary. So we had that conversation. Then the next day we all went out to lunch together.
With her.
Yes.
Okay, has she ever been married before? No, she's never. Interesting. You need to jump on first. Okay, so let me ask you. Let me ask you. So if there was someone that just lost their wife and or lost maybe a sibling, family, friend, man, because we're focusing on the man right now, on the men right now. What advice would you give them on dealing with such event?
First of all, it's important to recognize that God didn't wake up and suddenly realize, oh, you lost somebody. He didn't take God by surprise. He didn't take God by surprise. So what that means is that He's actually prepared everything that is necessary for your survival. Now, it's about how you key into those things. Talk, talk, and talk. Keep talking. Say everything that you think, the way you think. The sooner you get all those things that you say out of you, sooner you will find them.
So who do you talk to? Do you subscribe to therapy or find friends, family, all of those things?
Um, Therapy is good. I recommend therapy, which is rich coming from somebody that has a but I do recommend.
But you actually now are in charge of a group
Yes.
that helps other people go through grief as well.
Yes.
Which is
So,
also another.
which is another form of therapy. So right now, in terms of community groups, I belong to the grief, the community group that deals with grief. Then in church, I also my branch of the church. I also deal with counseling. I lead the counseling team there. So it's important to talk. It's more important to talk to somebody that knows what it is. So, which is why I mean, if you're going for paid counseling, I don't hold that against you because the person was straight, you know. But if you are a Christian, I would recommend that your best answer will be somebody who is straight who is also a Christian. So it's mixing.
All around.
Yes. But then if you can't go for that, I think also that it's important to be able to take advantage of counseling in your local church. You know, counseling in your local church, if it's well set up, it will help. Within the short time that I've done this counseling in local church, we've dealt with people recovering from drug addiction, we've dealt with people recovering from grief and stuff. So it's really important. And we've had feedback from some of them, detailing how they felt before they came to talk.
Okay.
And how they felt afterwards. Because the truth is that sometimes, as somebody in grief or as somebody experiencing something, you really are not interested in what the person has to say. You just want to be able to talk, be heard, and not judge. What's that thing they say? You just want to be heard. You want some responsible person to be able to tell you that you are not mad. It's normal for you to feel like this. That doesn't mean you stay like that. You then begin to think about how to grow out of this. And one thing, just in case I don't have time to say it now, mental health. Yes, I think that expression is thrown around quite a bit now, and sometimes it's
Cringy.
yes,
It takes away from the people that really
exactly
need it.
because you cannot tell me that because I'm put in a situation where I have to learn something new, then I'm traumatized.
Can you explain it like that?
So let's assume that I'm a very selfish person. and and I go and meet Mobola, and Mobola tells me that you need to wake up. The world doesn't revolve
Around you.
you know. Then I go to you and I said, I say that Mobola traumatized me. She was mean. She was, but that was not trauma. That was a call
Probably
to
wake up
grow.
call.
One last question. Does it get better?
Oh yes, it does.
Mm.
It does.
Say it to the audience.
So for somebody that went through grief 5 years ago, went through a place where he didn't want to live again, I am currently in a place that I did not imagine was possible.
Mm.
So yes, it does get better with God and taking advantage of the tools that He has put around you. It does get better. And men, please talk. It's critical.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We really enjoyed the session. It was such an important question to have. I think mental health conversation, the importance in increasing the life expectancy of men.
Yes.
Now we can have more grandfathers than big grandfathers because most times we see more grandmas and,
Yes.
and all.